today I'm reviewing the Inkey List Alpha Hydroxy Acid Serum. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase these products with my own money. So if you want to help keep the channel independent, check out my products at nobsbeauty.com or click on the Amazon link below. And be sure to check out my Inkey List playlist, my Inkey List list. So the Inkey List Alpha Hydroxy Acid Serum is a serum, and alpha hydroxy acids are meant to kind of exfoliate the skin. The Inkey List has chosen to use some fruits to exfoliate the skin. There's many ways to exfoliate the skin. You can use it through fruits and things like that, or you can use it through synthetic acids like glycolic acid or lactic acid or things like that. So this one is focused on fruits like orange and lemon to help exfoliate your skin. So I've had a chance to try this out for quite a while now and finally thought I'd get to review it now that it's coming to Sephora soon. So I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts on it based on my Sarah score scale. And my first criteria is packaging, and this is okay packaged in this bottle. There's some things that are a little bit too thick for a squeeze bottle like this, but this one's okay because it has a kind of a light gel serum type texture to it. So this packaging is okay, and it also protects the ingredients from exposure to light and air, which is always a good thing. My second criteria is alcohol, and this does not contain any denatured or drying types of alcohol, which is always a good thing. In terms of fragrance, this does contain lemon fruit extract and orange fruit extract, which are what they're using to kind of exfoliate the skin. However, a lot of times they add a little bit of scent to it, so if you have super sensitive skin, it's probably better to pass on this. And, you know, it's interesting. My Inkey List reviews are all over the place. So some of their formulations are just great, and some of them are just kind of ho-hum, and this one's kind of more ho-hum than some of the other ones. So anyway, the manufacturing location is UK, so no issues with that. And ease of use, if you're going to use this, I'd recommend using it in the evening time, just because it's better to use exfoliants in the evening time as opposed to during the daytime when you have makeup and things over it. But for the most part, it smooths over skin a little bit, goes a very, very long way. Like one drop goes a long way. And it takes a few seconds up to a minute to kind of dry down. So I recommend, if you use other serums and moisturizers, to use those after this, since this has such a liquidy texture to it. But if you use like essences or toners, use those before this, and then use this, and then your serums, moisturizers, oils, things like that. But definitely use this in the evening time. And if you use this, I highly, highly, highly recommend using a sunscreen during the daytime, because acids like this can exfoliate your skin, kind of the dead skin cells on the top of the skin, leaving more fresh skin, and that's more prone to sunburn. So definitely use a sunscreen SPF 30 or higher if you're going to use this. But overall, pretty easy to use. It tends to play okay with other products, but I just recommend evening time usage, sunscreen in the daytime, but easy to use. My sixth criteria is antioxidants, and it's got a few in there, not a whole ton. Personally, in terms of exfoliants, I prefer synthetic exfoliants. Glycolic and lactic acid are alpha hydroxy acid exfoliants that do a good job. I just personally am not a huge fan of the using fruits all the time, especially when they're citrus fruits, because citrus fruits can definitely irritate very sensitive skin, and they're just can be phototoxic. So definitely, if you're going to use this in the evening time, because if you're using this in the daytime, sun and citrus aren't a good combination during the daytime. So but it does have some other beneficial ingredients, just not a whole ton other than the fruits to exfoliate the skin. So, they also, the Inkey List has a lactic acid serum, which if you're going to exfoliate, I would recommend that to you way before this one, just because of the issue with sensitivity for sensitive skin from those citrus ingredients. So my seventh criteria is animal testing, and the Inkey List is cruelty-free, which is always good to see. My eighth criteria is performance, and over my usage of this, I just didn't notice a whole lot of benefits, really. It didn't exfoliate my skin as well as some other exfoliants, and I just noticed this really kind of left my skin feeling dry at the end of the day. I mean, you can already kind of tell my skin looks a little bit drier than it did when I applied this. I just found it to kind of accentuate some of that dryness, which is probably just because my skin is probably more used to the synthetic exfoliants like lactic acid, glycolic acid, salicylic acid. But, you know, there's other people online that have really had good luck with this. But I wasn't a huge fan of it. This is kind of one of the more disappointing products of the Inkey list. But then again, everyone's skin is totally different. So you don't really know until you try it. But for me, this just didn't perform as good as some other products. So if you have skin and you haven't used exfoliants before, perhaps this might be a good, nice, gentler way to kind of transition into some of them, because some of them can be a little bit stronger, too strong for skin to start out with. But anyway, just be careful with it. Start out slow, do a patch test. I highly recommend that. Let's see, my 9th criteria is the price, and this will somewhere be around $13 or $14. I am guessing. So somewhere around there, still very affordable, which is nice to see. And the full size is this, which is 1 ounce, so still pretty affordable. And then my 10th criteria is the it factor. I think you guys kind of know where I'm going with this. I don't know. This just left my skin a lot drier than other exfoliants tend to do. It's got some other beneficial ingredients, but not too much. And also, sodium hydroxide is high on the list of ingredients, which can also be drying to skin as well. Usually, if you see sodium hydroxide in an ingredient list, it's usually one of the last few ingredients. This one is a little bit higher on this ingredient list than you tend to see, which could probably be why I found this to be a little bit too drying for my skin. Sodium hydroxide can be drying. In high amounts, it can be irritating to sensitive skin, so it's good to keep your eye out on that. I'd much rather go with the synthetic exfoliant. So if you're thinking about picking up exfoliant and you're checking out the Inkey list, I'd recommend their lactic acid product, which I will be reviewing. So check out the playlist and you can also see that. So anyway, so overall it's got a 6 out of 10 on the Sarah score scale. And you can see my hand is dry and a little sticky. So I don't know. Just wasn't a winner for me. No real issues. So anyway, I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try this out, or if you've tried anything else out from the Inkey list. What have you tried and how have you liked it? So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. And check out the Inkey list playlist, nobsbeauty.com. And thank you so much, guys.